What's going on, YouTube? We'll be streaming here talking about real estate investing. Talking about real estate investing today. So if that's what you want to know about today, that's what I'm going to be talking about, like usual. Real estate investing. I'm going to wait for some people to come into the room. I'm streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and I am also on TikTok, guys. I'm on TikTok as well. So streaming on all three platforms. And again, we're going to be talking about real estate investing. So if that's what you want to learn today, this is where it's at. This is where it's at. Let's see here. Let's see. All right, guys, if you will, on TikTok, if you tap your screen, that'll really help the algorithm out and help people come into the room, if you will. Look, my name is Eric. I'm here in the Texas market. Well, hold on. Let me wait for some more people to come in. 1 second, guys. Talking about real estate investing today. Right now is actually a good time to be buying real estate. I can't say it enough. It doesn't matter to me. I buy in all markets. It doesn't matter whether it's today, tomorrow. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the GDP is. Doesn't matter what the economy does. I'm always buying real estate, and you can too. You can't really, and you can't time the market. It's impossible. But what you can do to help you out in this real estate game, which is what I do, the main thing is I'm buying properties below market value, right? You want to buy properties below market value because that's where it's at, right? As long as you can buy these properties not at retail price, then you've already won. You've already put yourself in a good position. Because when you do that, what's happening is you're giving yourself some room for some right? Because the market is always going to change. There's no way around that, right? I bought a property in 2019, right before the COVID. What was that? 2018, 19, something like that. And I bought it right before COVID. I didn't know it was COVID, but what I'm getting at is I bought it below market value. Now, even though it was appraised by the time I signed the paperwork, it appraised for like 220 or 230. But because the COVID came, people's fear and concern got into the market, right? And people started pulling back their money and not investing and doing things with it. So the value of my property dropped, right? It dropped to like 200, I think it was. So it dropped $20,000 just like that once COVID made it into the United States. But what I did do was, the smart thing was I bought it below market value already. I had bought it for $140,000. So I had an $80,000 spread right there. I had an $80,000 or what is that, 140, and I told you it used to be at 220, then it went down to 200. So it was at a $60,000 spread already, which is not bad. I already had $60,000 difference already. And I put $30,000 right there just for the rehab costs, right? So those are the things you got to keep in mind when it comes to the real estate investing. It's really, really key to buy these things. Again, I can't say it enough, below market value. Because if you're buying at retail, you've already messed up. And I like buying properties that need work, whether it's roof work, interior paint, exterior paint, or all the above. And I can tell you like this, the bigger the problem, the bigger the profit. Now you better believe that. The bigger the problem, the bigger the profit, and it can really help you out in the long run. So I like to buy properties like that. I show you my properties here on TikTok Lives and on my YouTube videos. It's not about brag. I'm just showing you there's properties out there. And you can buy these properties and get them at discounted prices. So what are you saying, Eric? You can get foreclosed homes. You can get the pre-foreclosed homes. You can get sheriff sales, tax sales, liens, and the list just goes on and on. Or you could do what I do sometimes. The type of wholesalers I get involved and realtors I get involved, they're out there doing the work for me, right? And they're at my eyes and ears when I'm doing stuff like taking care of my family or going to work because I got a corporate America job, right? And I like that because they're going out there and be able to find properties that are distressed, right? They're looking for motivated sellers. Look, it's unfortunate, but it's the truth that we all have setbacks in our lives. And I said setback. It doesn't mean it's going to permanently put us down, but it can temporarily put us down, right? Or set us back. You want to deal with people that, and a lot of my houses that I purchase are deals where the seller wants to sell because they lost their job, or they're moving to another state or another location because their job is making them transfer. And people don't want two mortgages, right? So what is the other option? To sell it. People get sick, right? People go through a divorce. Every house that I bought, it's all about solving people's problems. As a real estate investor, that's what you're really doing. You're a problem solver. And when you're able to do that and help people out at the same time, and you get paid too as well, because I'm not doing this as a charity service, right? But you can be able to help people out in the long run by helping them sell their properties. Because I guarantee like this, if they don't sell their property, what happens is they end up messing their credit up, and that's going to hurt them from this point on, right? So as long as they have the wits enough and the determination to sell it, an investor like myself will come through and buy it. What do they say? What's that word? What's that saying? Another man's trash is another man's treasure. It's just the way it is. It's an opportunity that's for me and an opportunity for them as well to sell it. All right. So again, my name is Eric. For those that are here and or just came in, my name is Eric. I'm here in the Texas market. I buy homes, renovate them, and rent them out to different tenant platforms, mainly Section 8. But I've done traveling nurses, event spaces, Airbnb. So I like to do a lot of different varieties, right? But mainly my tenant base is Section 8. But really what I'm getting at here, guys, is teaching people how to do real estate investing and get passive income in your life. That's the main key here. It's not about saying, hey, look, I got real estate, I got this and that. It's mainly about passive income. You set it up one time, right? And then you have a tenant paying you every single month. But people sometimes don't understand that, and that's why I teach real estate investing. Why do I like real estate? Real estate has a lot of things and benefits that other investment vehicles do not have, right? I can tell you like this, for example. What real estate has that crypto or stocks doesn't have is the fact that it's built-in appreciation, right? So it's going to go up in value. Now, yeah, maybe stocks go up in value and maybe crypto goes up in value, but watch this. With real estate, as it goes up in value, you know what I can do? As the tenant is paying the note down, that difference is called equity capture. This is powerful, guys. Listen to what I'm telling you. Pay attention. As the value of my property goes up, the tenant pays the note down. That spread is called equity capture. And I can take that equity capture and go off and go get me another property. I do that all the time. That's how I'm able to scale to exponential growth by doing stuff like that. It makes a big difference. It helps me grow my business. So instead of me having to come out of pocket all the time, I can come out less or none by getting more deals by riding off of the market. And look, I didn't do anything. That's the key about real estate. I mean, you have to run your business, but as the market goes up, there's nothing, you don't have any control over the market. I just know that the market goes up. Yeah, it comes down too, but when it goes up and the tenant's paying it down, that's powerful. You can't do that with crypto and stocks, right? I'm taking that equity and going off and putting it into another deal. And that's powerful. So that's just one of the elements of real estate investing. Here's another one. I like the tax advantages. There's so many tax advantages that you get when it comes to real estate investing. I'm going to give you an example. When you're doing real estate investing, you can claim this room here. I get to write this stuff off. I get to write off my internet. I get to write off my cell phone. I get to write off this desk. I get to write off, again, the cell phone, my laptop, the electricity, all this, especially within this space, because I'm claiming this as my business because it is, right? But you can too. And when you do all that, as corporate America workers and W-2 earners, guess what? It's bringing you into a lower tax bracket. Little things like that makes a difference, because I can guarantee you through life as we go along, there's two things that we as American people pay a lot in: taxes and interest. Taxes as far as property tax, taxes as far as state tax, right? All these things add up. What am I speaking about interest? Well, interest when you use a credit card, they're charging you a lot of money, right? But you can recoup some of that, right, by getting into a real estate and having and claiming it as a business or LLC or an S corp or a DBA, not really a DBA, but a LLC or a S corp. These things are really important because it helps you out on your taxes. It really does. Now, I'm not a CPA. I'm just telling you, as I send my information to my CPA, I get to write a lot of this stuff off for the simple fact that I have it structured as a business, and that's really, really important. Now, when you have like, I have more than one home, right? I have more than one apartment complex. It's only beneficial if I structure it as a business. No, again, you would have to get with your CPA to find out if an LLC is good for you, if an S corp is good for you, a C corp, whatever. My point is, you have to structure it as a business. Is very important because now it works to your advantage. All right, somebody asked a good question. Best place to invest in real estate. Look, I'm just going to tell you my opinion. I'm not a real estate guru. I don't want you to think, or I've researched this. I could just tell you this. When it comes to real estate investing, I just say this is me personally. This is just from my personal experience and what I know. I stay away from states like California and stay away from states like New York because they tend to be just a whole lot higher. We all know New York, California, very expensive to live. I don't know how people really make good money in there. I'm not saying they don't. I just don't think people make a good spread. Down here in the South, along the South Coast, along Texas and Louisiana and Georgia and Florida, all these states down here on the South, I think it's really good. The cost of living is just cheaper in comparison to everywhere else, right? Manhattan, stuff like that. Like I said, New York, all these places are expensive. But when you come down here south, it's the cost of living just in general and historically, it's just a lot cheaper. It's just the products are cheaper, the services are cheaper. Um, it's just a lot cheaper here in the South. So personally, I'm a big fan of Texas. I love Texas, and I would be investing here from here on out. Right now, I do invest in other places because I have partners on some other deals. But yeah, as far as me myself, I always invest here in the South. I think this is the best place to invest. So best to buy an LLC. Now, what I'm telling you is you have to get with your tax advisor or CPA to because everybody's situation is going to be different. I personally think, I know for example, for my situation, an LLC is way better. And it's beneficial for me because I rent my properties out. And the good thing about an LLC and the way it's structured and designed is to protect me. So, for example, I have tenants. I don't want to get in a position, knock on wood, to where I end up getting sued. But with an LLC, limited liability corporation, it protects me that if somebody were to come sue me, right, a tenant, or I got in an accident or something like that, they can't come for my personal stuff, but they can go for my business stuff, right? So it's very, very important. So if somebody tries to come sue me under my LLC, they're not going to get my house or my cars or any of my stocks or my crypto. They can't touch it, right? Because it's structured on the LLC. However, they can go for my business. But when they get my business, I still got other protections and layers under that, like umbrella insurance and things like that. So it just gives you that extra protection is what it does. All right. If y'all will, guys, can you tap your screen because it helps the algorithm and it helps bring people into the room. I've just noticed some people were telling me also that they don't get the notification. So when you can tap your screen, guys, that really, really helps. But if not, I understand. I'm just trying to give out some free game. So that's what I do, right? I'm trying to teach people how to go out there and make some passive income. And it can be done. All you have to do is want to add another skill set to what you already have, right? I know I got to a point to where I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. You'll get to that point, right? To where you're like, man, I'm not really getting ahead in life. Man, why is it that I got to work so hard but get so very little bit in return? Why am I making somebody else's dreams come true instead of my own? You don't want to turn 50 years old and turn around and be like, man, I don't have a 401k. I don't have a pension. I don't have any generational wealth. I don't have any passive income, right? I have no assets, right? but yet I'm still working for the man, and I can't figure this shit out. But man, Eric's been on TikTok for about 6 months now. He done dropped game, but I won't spend any money because, yeah. But you have to understand that if you don't make a change, then nothing's going to change for you. I know I just got to a point to where I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And that was the best move that ever happened to me when my job laid me off. Best move. And I'm still thankful to this day. Still thankful. Still remember all the emotional things that I went through when they say, you know what, Eric, we're going to have to lay you off. And I'm thinking, man, I didn't even do nothing wrong, right? Good employee, taking care of things, doing my job, doing what I'm supposed to do. But guess what? They decided, nope, you're out of here. I just bought my brand new home for me and my family, just got married, and had my second child on the way. Do you think they care? Do you really think they care? Okay. But I found out pretty quick. That was my wake-up call to say, you know what? They just don't care. And from that point forward, I said, okay, I can become bitter or I can become better, right? There's a difference there. You can become bitter or you can become better, and I decided to become better. And ever since then, I've been doing real estate and I ain't looked back since. All right, so let's talk about some real estate, guys. Let's see here. Where do we want to start? I just tell people, and I really harp on it because I mean it, and it's really important. Like I says, I go out there and get these properties that are below market value. I'm looking for I want to show y'all something. Let me give an example of what I'm talking about. All right, this site. Now look, if you come to my FB group, you get all this information. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm just going to give it to you. But if you click here, once you click here, let me show you what I'm talking about real quick, and then we'll move forward because people are going to ask me. All right. So look, let me flip my screen over real quick, and then I'm going to give y'all some good sauce and information, guys. If you go right here, once you click here, it'll take you right here. Here's my link tree. I do mentorship. So if you're interested and you need some help and assistance during your journey of real estate investing, there you go right there. Here's my checklist. It's a free checklist. A lot of good information on that. There's my ebook. All right. This is the groundwork that I used to start my real estate investment career, and it's actually used today. I didn't know it was called this at the time. And then also my FB group, right? I go live on there. You can ask questions. I do webinars on there, Zoom webinars. So I do a lot of good content and just interface with my group, right? So there you go right there. But let me go back to what I was getting at. Let me see. Hold on one second, guys. 1 second. But yeah, I like real estate investing. I like teaching people about real estate investing because this is really, you can't save your way to retirement. You have to invest your way to retirement. And what I'm saying is that you have to have your money working for you instead of you working so hard for your money. Once you understand that, it'll bring you to another level. Look, so I tell people, there's properties out there. I'm going to give you an example. There's foreclosed homes, HUD homes, shadow homes, as is, fixer-uppers, tax liens. Watch this. Matter of fact, to engage the crowd, tell me what city. Now, if I don't get any response, then I'm just going to pick a city and state for myself. But tell me what city and state you're from, and I'll tell you what foreclosures are available in your area. But again, if I don't see anything, I'm just going to go ahead and put something else up there. Nobody? All right. I'm going to put on here Fort Worth, Texas. Fort Worth, Texas. Fort Worth, Texas. Let's see what's for Fort Worth, Texas. Fort Worth, Texas. And I'm just giving an example. Now, I'm going to do anywhere, and I'll come back to you. I see some cities now, but I'm going to start from minimum of 20,000 and then maximum, I'm going to say 150,000, right? And look, I'm going to do just because there's different property types I can choose. Single families, condos, multifamilies, mobile homes, commercial. I'm just going to do single families. All right. This website, it provides some pictures. It provides the bedroom size, the bathroom size. It throws in the amount of the approximate rent that you can get. All that good information is right here on this website. Again, if you click here and join the FB group, you'll get access to stuff like this that I put in my website to help you as new real estate investors to start your journey. That's the whole point of me doing this. All right. All right. So let me show you what I'm talking about. For example, and by the way, if you want to get to it, here it is right here, foreclosure.com. But here's the thing. You can go through that, but when you do it, click my link, you'll get 2 weeks or 14 days free subscription. Free subscription if you do it like that. All right. But let me flip my screen around. I just did Fort Worth, Texas. I'm going to give you one. Look at this pre-foreclosed. That's a 116,000, right? 3 bedroom, 1 bath, 900 square foot. And like I said, it gives you the estimated rent value. So it gives you a ballpark figure on how much you can charge for rent. Boom, there it is, right? And they have pictures on here. Some of them are going to have pictures, some of them won't, okay? But that's just dependent. But here's another one. Here's a bankruptcy house, 128,820, right? 3 bedroom, 1 bath, 1,200 square foot, your estimated rent amount. It has all the figures there. Now, again, you do get a free subscription for 2 weeks if you click the link here, join my FB group, and you'll be able to get a little test run. So that would be really, really nice to get a test run before you even pay, right? But I get deals coming through here. I haven't found anything yet. And I want to tell people too, don't let this be just the only method for you to go out there and get properties. And also, by the way, it doesn't matter whether somebody's bringing it to you or you're going to this website. You must take the time out to go research these deals. I want to tell you that. Always step foot on a property to know what you're getting. Now, let me tell you on the flip side. I'd have other investors that I deal with that has nothing to do with TikTok that I've developed a relationship with, and I'm betting on the investor because I know them and I never looked at the property. I'll give you an example. I've got an apartment complex in Atlanta, Georgia. I don't have the keys to it. I don't have the gate code. I don't have the keys to the office. I don't have none of that, right? But I'm betting on my investor because I know them so well. I trust in them. I believe in them, and I've been doing business with them. So in that case, I'm able to do it because I'm investing in the person, not so much on the deal, right? I invest on the person more than the deal because a person and a good investor can take a bad deal and make it good, right? So I want to make that clear. And so also with that being said, you can also invest in other states by being a passive investor. But all that comes in my mentorship, and we could talk about that and teach you that. But there's no way I can give you all this information like this on my live. But I'm just showing you, you can invest out of state. I do it. I'm doing it right now. I'm here in Texas. I got 2 apartment complexes in Augusta, Georgia that I'm investing in, right? It's out of state. I don't go drive to Augusta, Georgia. I don't drive all the way over there to go look at these properties. I'm investing on my investors themselves, all right? Kind of like if y'all seen that show Shark Tank, right? Mark Cuban and Barbara Cochran and Damon John, they don't go inside these deals and go inside and operate them. That's not what they do. They're investing on the person. Very important. Let me go. I'm going to come back up here to tell you, Tallahassee, Florida. Let's see Tallahassee, Florida to see what deals are available out there, guys. Again, when you join my FB group, you'll get this information. Also, I just told you what it is. It's called foreclosure.com. But when you come through here and you join my FB group, then you get 2 weeks free. Now, that's very important. That way you get to test drive it to make sure this is what you want to do. And this is a good site for you. I use it, so I'm just sharing it with y'all. Look at this. Oh, by the way, let me change this so you can change the price range on it. So in this case, I'm going to do a minimum of $20,000 and a maximum of 75,000. Property type, I'm going to say single family houses. Watch this. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to flip my screen over. Guys, let me ask you a question first before I go further. If I'm bringing you good value, tap your screen because I really want people to learn how to go out there and make passive income. You know, it's really, really important, especially in this economy right now. People are going to get in a very serious wake-up call when they see we're going to be in a serious situation, right? Serious situation. You don't have to believe me. I'm setting y'all up for greatness. I'm setting y'all up for future purposes so that you can succeed, right? And by teaching you this real estate investing just on a micro level, on a small level like this, can lead you to a great situation as long as you take heed to it, right? So let me flip my screen around. I had 3 likes, so I appreciate it, whoever that was. Tough crowd. All right, so anyway, let me flip my screen over here for the YouTube because I'm on YouTube too also. So let me show you something. I don't like doing that. Hold on. 1 second. Over here on the for my TikTok followers, look, let me give you an example. Here's one for $105,000. The list price, 4 bedroom, 1.5 bath, 1,200 square foot, and look at the rent amount. They give you that information. Now that's an estimate, right? What happens is, excuse me. What happens is when you have softwares that you can use like this, you're not doing the old school way like I did. Oddly enough, I was still able to be successful, even though I had to do everything manually. Now you got everything at your fingertips to help you out and assist you. That is powerful. Here's another one in Tallahassee, Florida. Here's a house right here. It has 11 pictures, right? But it's $49,000, guys. $49,000. There's the street. It's a 3 bedroom, 2 bath. It doesn't have the square footage, and it has the approximate rent. God, you guys are getting stuff handed to you nowadays, and people are still sitting on the sidelines. Unbelievable. But anyway, my point I'm giving you is that there's sites like this that you can buy foreclosed homes, buying below market value that need work. And a lot of these houses, they may need a lot of work. They may need a little bit of work. Well, Eric, I don't know how to work on properties. How do I go about doing this? I'll tell you how. You have to hire a contractor, right? I don't have the skill sets or even the time to do this stuff, right, guys? But what I teach people is you can go out there and hire people to do this for you, right? Yes, it's going to cost money, but the way you go get the loans, the way you get this done is by using certain type of loans that takes care of the purchase price, closing costs, and the rehab costs. And it's all bundled up in one. And usually they'll take care of 75 to 80% loan to value, right? Very important. So the whole name of the game is you're leveraging other people's money. Now, these are short-term loans. I talk about this in great detail in my ebook, but you can get a hard money loan. Yes, it's going to be higher interest rate, but it's designed for a short-term use. Every property that I purchase, I use a hard money loan, and then after I get everything fixed up in the hard money loan, I turn around and do another closing, use a conventional loan, which are more stable, better terms, lower interest rates, and I'm renting the thing out. And with that hard money loan, again, it takes care of the purchase price, the closing costs, and the rehab costs. So that way I'm not coming out of my own pocket or minimal out of my pocket. All right? Very, very important. And somebody says, well, can you get 0%? Can you put zero down? Look, guys, this is the thing that cracks me up the most. And I guess as I get more mature, I start to understand. But people will have an issue with putting some money down to invest in themselves to get passive income, but nobody thinks twice. Again, I've used this analogy all the time. Nobody thinks twice to go use $5,000 to go get a Mercedes that when it drives off the lot, it doesn't bring them any value at all. None. But most people don't think in that term. They'll go out there and do that before they do this. But also that was taught in our colleges and high schools about, and plus, social media has us thinking that the best way to go out there is just go out and buy, because we're making everybody else rich. I just know I got to a point where I got tired of making everybody else rich. I said I got to make a change in my financial future, and that's what I teach other people. All right, but I'm not going to say you can't get any property zero down. That's been a long time since I've got one zero down, but I have gotten one for $3,000 down out of pocket. Now that I have done, and that was in 2019. All right, and I'll tell you like this: the bigger the project, the bigger the problem. So the more rehab work it needs, the more you can get a discount, and the value of it is going to be increased once you fix it up. Now your profits are going to become better. Let me show you a deal that I did a while back. Let me just give you an example of what I'm talking about. And I like buying houses like this. That's the name of the game, buying houses that need work, right? And the more work it needs, actually, if you do it right and you get good contractors, the better it can be for you, the more profitable it can be for you. If y'all have any questions, put them in the chats. If you have any questions about real estate investing, put them in the chats. Somebody was asking about something about my mentorship or something. If you click right here, once you click right here, guys, it has all the information in my link. It talks about my membership course. It tells you about my free checklist. You have my ebook in there. You got a lot of content, but you got to do a CTA by call to action. People are asking all these, they're good questions. It's just that sometimes people just don't. It's real simple by clicking the link, Let me show you a property that I bought. I've showed this all the time in my lives, and I'm showing you guys this to show you that, hey, look, there's deal. I just bought this one last year. I just bought this one last year. It needed a lot of work, and I like this. And now I'm renting it out. And for example, like this house, I get $550 a month. Now you're probably thinking, Eric, now $550 a month is not a whole lot. Well, watch this. Let's take this and let me show you how much it really is. So you're talking about $550 a month, not a lot of money. Well, I've had it for 2 years now. That property has went up in value over $40,000. Let me tell you something. I can't even save $40,000 in 2 years. It's pretty hard, but I can invest my way to $40,000. You see the leverage of real estate? Now, somebody said a point in my last live. Yeah, $550 isn't much. Multiply that by 10, because if you do it once, you can do it 10 times. So that way you can have 10 houses. Now, how about $5,500 a month? You see what I'm saying? It does make a difference. But that one house has to start somewhere, right? One house you have to start, no matter where you go along the order, at some point you got to start somewhere. So the one house does make a difference. It lets you know that it does work, and it'll let you, when you do it, and it'll let you know that you can get passive income. Now, multiply that 9 more times to make you 10 houses at $550 a month. That's $5,500. That's tax-free. Some people can even retire off of that each month. It just depends on how much your bills are, right? Because once you meet that, then you can be able to retire from corporate America. It's up to you. Or you could be like me and be greedy and want more money, because I'm going out and buying more property. That's just me personally. All right, let me show you this house that I bought. Again, I got this, hold on one second. I got this in 2012. No, 2012. I bought this in 2009, just last year. I just bought it last year at the beginning of the month. Let me flip my screen over and I'll show you what I'm talking about. As I flip my screen over right here, look. Now, this is what I'm talking about. And I like stuff like this because I'm buying it below market value. That's the name of the game. Once you know how to buy this below market value, you're winning, right? Watch this, guys. This house needed a lot of work. Oh, by the way, I didn't use my money. I use a hard money lender. All this stuff is in my ebook I'm giving you. You want to buy stuff like this that's busted up, that doesn't look good. That's what you want. That's what you need to get, right? And let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, I bought this house for $120,000. It was worth $240 before I even did anything to it. This exact house was for $120 that I bought it for, and I bought it for $120, but it was appraised for $240 ARV, after repaired value. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. And it needed a lot of work, which was fine with me. That's exactly what I like. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right. There was a tenant in here. It was a distressed seller. Why? Or motivated seller. Why? Because they wanted to get out of the situation. They weren't happy. They wanted to move. They needed to sell. Can y'all see this? If this is bringing you value, tap your screen. If this is bringing you value and good content, can you tap your screen? Because I don't know. Y'all like this? Is this good information? No? Okay. I'm going to continue on. You try to bring content to people and give them information. Boy, all right. So it needed carpet. It needed paint. But that's okay, guys. Now, I'm going to show you. When I rent this out, it's going to look a whole lot better. All right? But what I'm trying to get you to understand is, instead of buying the Mercedes and the damn Range Rovers, you put your shit into this, your money's going to quadruple. Your money's going to exponentially grow. That's what you have to understand, right? We're so trained and so understood to, man, let me be like the Joneses and go buy me a Mercedes. But that shit loses fucking value at the very end. And people just don't get it sometimes, right? Until you realize you're, man, 60 years old and you're like, man, I ain't got shit. I ain't got to piss the pot in. Watch this. Now, this needed paint. It needed carpet. And I already knew when I got into this that I was going to be able to rent it out. But I knew that I had to fix this up. Look at this. Needed a lot of work. I don't know how the tenant was living in something like this. What they did tell me that the current landlord that they were having, they wouldn't fix anything. So that's why they were only paying $600 a month. Now, by the time I got this thing fixed up, they had to pay more than $600 a month because I added value to it. Now, if you want to see the after pictures, tap your screen. But again, guys, what I'm showing y'all and really putting emphasis on is that you can go out there and get these properties and you don't have to use your own money. That's when you can leverage. That's the key. You can't leverage off of crypto. You can't leverage buying stocks. You can't do that. But you can leverage off of being able to go out there and buy these properties. And now you're going to get passive income. All right. Let me flip my screen over to show you what I'm talking about. All right. Let me flip my screen over. Let me move my little screen. Get my fans a little bit closer. Let me get y'all a little closer because I'm going to show y'all a little something, something. Show y'all a little something, something. This is the same house. I just took the time out to go get a loan to go make it happen. And I didn't use my, notice I said loan, right? Notice I said loan. Now, this house was about a 3-month rehab. I'm going to flip my screen over. Tap your screen if you like this so far, and this is bringing you good information. Again, this was about a 3-month rehab, guys. Look at this. Look, and as I was going through the rehab process, I was already getting tenants lined up. I want to make that clear. That way I don't waste no time. Look at this. Look at how this looks. Do you think this is going to rent out in a heartbeat? You know why? Because my products sell because of the way I do things. I make it clean and functional. Tap your screen if this is bringing you value. If this is bringing you value and you're learning something, tap your screen. Again, I'm getting a loan for this. I'm not coming out of my pocket. And I use contractors to get this fixed up. And you can too. And you turn around and rent this thing out. I rent this out for $18.50 a month. $18.50 a month. All right? And I go through housing. I'll give you an example. I go through housing, Section 8, right? No, not on this one. I'm sorry, not on this one. I do a different technique. But what I'm showing you is this. It does work. And look at the house. Now, the stove and oven wasn't in there. This is when I had it taken out. It's being installed. This had a wall oven, and what I like to do is take the old school wall ovens out, and I make it more storage space. This is where the refrigerator is going to go. All right? But I'm showing you how it looks. I fix everything up front so I don't have to worry about it later. That's the other key. When you're doing these rehabs, fix everything up front. Everything from the light switches, everything up front, so I'm not worrying about it later. Look at that. Brand new carpet, as you could tell. I replaced the light fixture. So much stuff I do that I'm not worried about it later. When the tenants, that's why I don't have late night phone calls. When you do it right the first time, it takes care of it, right? But guys, I get $550 a month on this house. Why? Because of the way I do it, right? Remember what the bathroom looked like before? Now look at it. Now look at it. Totally different. All you got to do is take that, do a CTA, do a call to action to make it happen, guys. That way, you're not living paycheck to paycheck, right? That way, you can have some passive income stream coming in. The tenant is going to make the payment. And then when they make the payment, that difference of what you're renting it out for and what your expenses are is cash flow, that difference. And you're not going to work a second job. I've done that before to where I'm thinking, you know what, I'm going to get ahead by working a second job. Boy, did I learn the hard way. But that's okay, because I know I'll never get to that situation again as far as working 2 jobs, because it's not going to get you anywhere. Name one rich person, right? Name one rich person that became a millionaire and has continued being a millionaire by working 2 jobs. It just doesn't work like that. You're getting taxed more. You're getting tired more. It just doesn't get you ahead. But when you do stuff like starting a business like real estate or an online business, that can excel you financially to the next level, right? But I learned that as I went along through life, as we all do. But I just got tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I can't stress it enough. I got tired of making somebody else's dreams come true instead of my own, right? I got tired of, not getting a raise, because it's not our company, But you can give yourself a raise. Well, how can you do that, Eric? By going out, learning a skill set, and learning how to get passive income through real estate, right? It's really something that you can do. It's not out of reach. It's just that most people have to change their mindset thinking, right? But I promise you, it shows, statistics show that 62% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. It's because of our life choices. It's because of our money choices. We don't have a good relationship with money. So therefore, it shows in our results by our actions and what our pocketbook shows. 0 money in our bank accounts, nothing for 401k, nothing. All we have is a 401k, nothing in our savings, no wealth building, no passive income, nothing, right? It's because of our lack of our relationship with money. But that can be changed. You just have to learn how to do it. I didn't just come out one day and I had it all. I had to work for this stuff, right? I had to learn and change my mindset. but I've never been a materialistic person anyway. So being with the Joneses never equated to me anyway. So I was already good on that part, right? But a lot of people out there, they see a Mercedes Benz emblem, they think nothing of it. They think nothing of putting 5 grand down. I don't get it, but people are different, so it is what it is. But people will put 5 grand down to go get a car to get value of nothing. But they question, hey Eric, can I get? Everybody wants something for nothing. Nobody wants to work. Everybody wants instantaneous gratification. It does not work like that. This is a long-term investment. This is a long-term process. Trust the journey. I've been through it already. I've been through it, and it works, but it takes time. Now, I'm not saying you have to do it. It's going to take 22 years. That's not what I'm getting at. But it does take time. I didn't start seeing anything true exponential growth till about year 1 or year 2 because I got more than one house, right? So I got multiple single family houses and multiple apartments, but that took time. It's an achievable goal, but you have to want it, right? My want wasn't with Gucci and Mercedes and Range Rover and Audi. That wasn't my want. My want is income producing assets. And still today, I still reach out and still make this happen. It doesn't matter, right? Because I don't want to be one of the millions out there that are living paycheck to paycheck. That's a sad situation to be. It pains me so much that I was willing to do whatever it takes realistically and legally to get to that next level. And I did it. But if your want and your why is not strong enough, you're going to still be in the same position. Paycheck to paycheck. Exchanging your time for wages. I don't know if y'all know this, but you cannot get your time. Well, you do know this, but you cannot get your time back. Once it's gone, it's gone. And when you go to work and when you're going to do all this and exchanging time for wages, you're changing your life right there, right? But passive income, that is the way to go. And you can get passive income through real estate. People ask me about the buy and hold strategy. I personally prefer that more than flipping. I've done the flipping. Flipping to me was just another job. Here's my saying. Don't chase the bag, let the bag chase you. If you're doing flipping and you're doing flipping all the time, you got to go get the house, you got to go fix it up. Then once you fix it up, you got to go to closing. Then you get that cash money. Yeah, that's good and all, but you're going to get taxed on it. But guess what you got to do after you close? You got to go get another one. Well, guess what you do when you rent? When you do the buy and hold strategy, you're fixing it up, doing everything you can to it, fixing it up, make it look nice, put a tenant in there. Guess what? You get paid from here on out. I get paid from here on out. Ever since 2000, I've been getting paid on all my rentals. All my rentals. Let me see another property. But I just teach people, look, guys, real estate is the way to go. I've been doing it since 2000, so I'm already 22 years in the game, and I enjoy it. And I love teaching people on how to go about doing this because you can too. Have some passive streams of income coming into your life, but it's really up to you. Right now, we're in a recession, whether the government system tells you that or not, because it's bad, how bad it is. But guess what? Just because it's bad doesn't mean my situation has to be bad, right? I'm definitely not going to depend on these fools to direct me when it comes to my finances, right? But I learned this. I can always learn a new skill set. What's that new skill set, Eric? Real estate investing or just investing in itself. I'm not going to be dependent on a 401k. I'm not going to be dependent on a pension. I'm not going to be dependent on Social Security. It just ain't going to happen because my mindset has changed otherwise. When you go through stuff and your why is strong enough, you'll make things happen. Everything else will become foreign. Everything else will become doesn't even make sense, but it's up to you, right? You got to be able to do something because you can't save your way to $1 million or you can't save your way to $100,000, but you can certainly invest your way to $100,000. Believe me on that. All right. Me and my husband started off doing wholesaling, but now we invest. Awesome. That's a good point. Now let me tell you something about that. That's a good point. I want to mention something. Flipping and wholesaling is not going to be bad if you need to do something to get you some cash flow or get you some, not cash flow, get you some lump sum of money so you can start getting into the real estate investment game as the buy and hold strategy. There's nothing wrong with that. I never did the wholesaling side, but I did the flipping side because that was another strategy that I used to give me some income in a large amount so I could put it towards investing, right? But I'm not going to continue on that pathway because it's just another job. Flipping takes a lot of work, and you're paying taxes on it. Wholesaling, you don't need a license. Anybody can do it, but you're not collecting any assets. At some point, you're going to realize, you know what? I need to start ownership in something. I want to start owning stuff so I can have tenants paying down the mortgage, and I can get passive income, and I can write this stuff off, and it goes up in value, and I can pull the equity out. That's what makes real estate so powerful, but yet so many people miss the boat. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how many people miss the boat. But again, let me go back to my illustration. If I put a Mercedes-Benz dealership up here, if I put that up there, people will be flocking to that because they've got us trained to think like that. But again, it's not going to bring you any value. You'll be surprised on how much real estate, when you buy it right, can bring you value in return. We were out of his property and wholesaling. Do you agree with that? We're doing I teach that, and I have that strategy in my ebook. And I didn't know in 2000, but that's what I was actually doing. Now, I did it wrong at the very beginning, by the way, too, because some of these properties I bought, and I did buy it the wrong way by taking some money out of my own bank account to rehab some of these deals. I take that back. At the very beginning, I did. But as I learned, that's not the way to do it. You need to use that BRRRR strategy. And that's what I teach in my ebook. All right? All right. When did the 8th wholesale deal and we ended up buying a house for ourselves? Awesome. Congratulations. But yeah, I teach that about the BRRRR strategy. Again, that's in my ebook. And it's the buy. You want to buy the property. You want to rehab the property. Once you rehab the property, you want to repeat the process. And that way it'll help you scale to that next level. And that's what I've done ever since 2000. Now, again, I did say I did buy some properties the wrong way when I first started out. It wasn't called the BRRRR strategy in 2000. That's not what it was called. Anyway, I was buying them wrong sometimes. I was taking money out of my own pocket to go fix these rehabs. And now I started to realize, man, I'm losing my leveraging power. And I need to go out there and let other people leverage off of other people's money. And then, of course, paying them back. But that's the way to do it, the BRRRR strategy. Again, that's in my ebook, right? Giving you a lot of good content and value in that ebook. Let's see. What other questions? Y'all have any other questions? But again, when you can buy them right, you've won. It's just, to me, it's a no-brainer. I do other things that I do, other investment strategies and investment vehicles. Like I do have an online business. I like that too. But I can tell you, I've done real estate the longest, ever since 2000, and I haven't looked back yet. I just haven't. I like the idea of having passive income coming in every single month. I like the idea of having a business structure to where I can write things off. Those things are so powerful. People don't realize it. You don't know what you're missing out in real estate. It's just unbelievable. But it is what it is. You can only help so many people. Here's another property I bought. Here's another one. I bought this property with a tenant in here, right? And when the tenant was in here, that is something that I had to learn. That was a learning curve for me. I'm not going to say that buying a property with a tenant in there is bad. I'm just saying you got to be cautious as you move forward. This property I bought, distressed seller. They wanted to get out. There was a tenant in there. They wanted to move because they were going through some personal issues. Remember what I told you at the very beginning of my live. You want to buy properties where hopefully, or if there is a situation where you have a motivated seller because they want to leave because of their personal situation, divorce, because of their job location, whatever it may be, some type of situation, it can be a win-win for you and them. Watch this. All right, let me show you this house that I bought in 2019, the end of 2019, and I still have this property. All right, tap your screen. Hold on. I gotta ask, guys. I gotta ask. Is this bringing you value? Is this worth anything to you guys? Let me ask you by tapping the screen if this is bringing you value. I don't know if y'all like this. YouTube, is this good? No. You know all this stuff already? What is it? Let me know by the taps. Let me see. At 1.8 thousand likes. Man. Woo! I've been on other TikToks, man. I don't get it. They be having 20,000 likes 5 minutes into it. I don't get, and I know I'm dropping some value. All right, somebody asked a question. Let me answer questions as I always do and give value, even at 2.1 likes. Boy, I tell you, That's why I'm always on Clubhouse. They be showing love over there. All right, when we purchased our house, we put the loan in one of our names, but the deed in both of our names. Look, I don't know what your strategy is. I don't know if you want to do this as a hobby or not, but I can just tell you, if you want to scale to that next level, here's my highly suggest. If you want to buy multiple properties, I'm just going to tell you like this. See, but you have to get with your tax advisor to find that out, or CPA. They can tell you which is the best structure. But if you're going to get more than one property, I would say get a business structure like a LLC, S corp, whatever it may be. You need to get with a CPA to find that out. But you said you purchased our house. We put the loan in one of our names, but the deed in both of our names. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, depending on what state you're in, like if you're in Texas, it doesn't matter whose name it is. If y'all go through something, you got to split it in half. It is what it is. If y'all are married and you're living in, but I have LLCs in my property. I'm getting a loan for these deals, right? I'm using other people's money. Yes, it's a little bit higher interest rate, but guess what? With a hard money lender, you're going to get to close faster too. That's the uniqueness about a hard money loan. They'll take care of the purchase price, the closing costs, and the rehab costs at 75% loan to value. And by the way, let me ask you a question. I've been on many TikToks. I don't even think they're giving you a third of what I'm giving you. And I get 2.4 likes, and I'm dropping some game and knowledge. Sad. Okay. I'm still going to give you all this game and information. Here we go. All right. All right, here we go. Let me show you this house that I bought. It needed a lot of work, and that's exactly what I like to do. I like to get properties that need value, because I'm adding, this is what you call add value. Watch this, guys. I'm going to show you how bad this house looks before pictures, all right? And then I'll show you the after pictures, all right? Look at this. Because it needed a whole lot of work. And I might be going by there tomorrow because I'm talking to the tenant, and I'll actually probably be showing this and doing a live there. Good game and information and resources to help you out in your real estate journey. I wish I had a third of what I was talking about today. Oh, man. I love it. Gotta love it. So anyway, here's the downstairs. This is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage home. Why did I buy this home? Also because of location. Location speaks for itself. Near the school districts, near the hospitals, near the highways. Very good. That's why I bought this home. But it also needed a lot of work. Look at this. These people trashed this home. But that was okay because I knew I could add value by fixing it up. Look at this. They really trashed this home, right? It wasn't just like this when I bought it. I mean, it was, but I'm saying they had this house trashed like this for a long time. That's probably why the landlord wanted to move out to sell it, because they didn't know how to handle it. Now watch this. Tap your screen because I'm giving you good content if you like it. Let me put it like that. Sorry, I'm not talking about Mercedes and Range Rovers on this deal. We're talking about passive income and building wealth on this platform. Sorry, not talking about Dooney purses and gold watches and Rolexes. I'm trying to give y'all some utilitarian value that you can actually use it and have it to your benefit. But people like to hear about Prada and red bottom shoes, but that's not going to bring you no damn money. All right, so here we go. This house was trash, but watch this. Look at this house. All right, this is what my tenants left me, right? This is what they left me. But I was able to turn it around, me and my contractors, right? Need a lot of work, but watch this. Look at this. All right, and I'm going to show you the after pictures in just a second. I'm going to show you the after pictures. All right, let me show you what I'm talking about. Again, as people are coming in or leaving or whatever, I like to show people that, hey, look, you can do this. You can make it happen. I'm not showing you just to show you what I have. I'm really trying to show you, just as an average person, anybody can do this. It does take education. You do have to educate yourself. No, I do not. That's another one I need to go to, though. I get on, and I'm also on YouTube also. I'm also on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. By the way, let me show you my YouTube channel real quick. Then I'm going to show you the after pictures of this house, all right? So bear with me. But here's my YT page right here. That's my YT page right there. There's YouTube. Here I am right here. Section 8 Housing Investment. Eric Young. Check out this. A lot of good content right here. I got over 70 videos on here. 70 videos of good free content. Shorts, videos. A lot of good stuff on here. Let me show you what I had real quick before I get started. Let me show you what I had. This is all I had to get started in the real estate game. And this did nothing. I spent almost $200 for that. But I said when I start getting into real estate and I start teaching people, I'm going to give them so much information, they're going to be saying, man, why is he just not charging me anything? Because I'm giving you a lot of good free content. Even on my lives, you get free game. Even when I only get 3.7 likes. That's love. That's love on my part to you guys. Wanting y'all to get into real estate. All right? Let me show you what I'm talking about. Somebody asked about a YT page. Look, also there should be a little emblem by your name on your TikTok to help you get here. But look, YT, Section 8 Housing Investment, Eric Young. That's me right there. All right? Look, there it is right there. There I am with about 70 videos. All right, let me show you the after pictures of this house that I showed you before. This house was trash. You saw what the tenant did. People don't care. I understand that. That's just the way it is. But when I bought the property, I needed to get it fixed up. And let me show you what it looks like now. I'm going to show you what it looks like now. Again, I might be going by there tomorrow because I'm going to be talking to the tenant. I might even be doing a live there. I don't know yet because I told her I like to do walkthroughs on my properties. This is one of them I'm going to do a walkthrough. I did a walkthrough on this one and showed it on my live at the beginning of the year. People like that. So just trying to give y'all some value and content, guys. Real estate works, but you got to know how to go about doing it because you want passive income. Are you tired of living paycheck to paycheck? Are you tired of making somebody else's dreams come true besides your own? Are you tired of not being able to make it? You can when you do it right with real estate. I can't say it enough. I just can't. You can't make passive income with a Mercedes-Benz. You can't make passive income with a Dooney purse and Rolex watch. It doesn't work like that. Just trying to explain it. Here's the after pictures. I get really pumped up because I know this stuff works. It's just that fraction of the people will listen. But it's up to you guys. I'm just showing you what I do with my money, and you can too. All right, so here's the after pictures. Watch this. Oh, by the way, my tenant pays for the rent. Yep, they pay for it. Guess what? I get passive income coming in. Okay, and also I don't do the work. You want to hire contractors, and I teach that in my mentorship. I teach you how to go about doing this, right? I teach you the steps on going about making this happen, but it's really up to you. Look at this house. Look at the inside of it, right? By the way I got the loan, it took care of all the rehab costs. I did have to come out of closing some, yeah, but for the most part, it takes care of all this stuff, right? The rehab costs, the purchase price, the closing costs, all that. That's what it's designed for. This was a spacious house. This is a big house. 2-story home, 4-bedroom, 2-bath. That's why I bought it because it's ideal for a family, right? A big family. And it's in a good location. That's another reason why I bought it, right? I'm in Houston, Texas. That's where all my properties are except for 2. I do it in 2 other states because I partner with people too. But look at this house. Look how it looks. What do y'all think? I think it speaks for itself. When I was going through the rehab, I was already putting this up for rent. I didn't wait till after the rehab was done. I didn't wait till after everything was finished. I teach my students, do it showing on the property during the rehab. I don't know what it is, but people want to see property with the brand new paint and the brand new flooring and the brand new appliances. People can see that in advance. When they see it in work in action, that's when I like to put my properties up for rent and do showings and do tourings, because even though I got my contractors up there painting or replacing the cabinets or replacing the countertops, tenants love seeing that, and that gives them more of an idea to want to buy your property. And then you tell them to come by and look at it after they sign the contract and say, look, this is your property that you're going to be in. Everything's brand new in here. I fix everything up at the front, right? I fix everything up front. And then that way I don't have to worry about it later, right? So that's how I do that. There's so much valuable information I give you during my mentorship. It's unbelievable, right? But these are things you'll know as you go through my services, right? And I teach you how to go through this, because one thing I just know as I learn through life, you do have to screen people. That's the first process right there. That's one of the first processes to make sure you got good tenants in there, all right? Very, very important. Got to make sure you got good tenants. You got to make sure you screen these people. Oh, there was another. This one has a little bar in there. That's another reason why I got it. I mean, I got this at a good deal. I was dumb not to get it. I had to get it, right? Because it was such a good deal. That's what I wanted to show you. But anyway, um, if it's something that you're interested in, guys, like I says, I do mentorship. I do have my ebook out. I just have it out for about 2 weeks now. Here it is right here. A lot of good content. There I am because I'm live right now with the red halo. When you go right here, it's going to say open up out of the platform. And here it is right here. I have my link tree right there. There's my mentorship program. You can click there. Has a lot of good information on what I do. I have 2 packages. Let me click right here just to show you guys. I have 2 packages. One for 3 months at $750. You get the digital course, over 20 videos, unlimited weekly Zoom calls with me, and my ebook. And the other one is a 1-year session, right? A lot of good content. This is helping you through your journey. Or if you can't afford that, you still got the ebook right here to give you some good content and basis on how to get started, right? And the journey that I took to get into real estate. And inside that ebook, you got a hard money loan and a conventional loan. You have the foreclosure to where you get free access for 2 weeks. And you have the software program for deal analysis to help you out and assist you. But it's worth it. A lot of good content in that ebook. A lot of good content. All right, guys, you have any other questions? Because I'm about to get off. I got to get on some other social media platforms. What is it that y'all want to know? I got 5,000 likes. Well, I appreciate it. I get to gauge, and that's how I gauge whether I'm, that's the good thing about TikTok. It lets me know, and that's what I look at. I look at those likes, and that lets TikTok know, hey, look, Eric's doing good, da 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 da. But when y'all tap the screen, that really helps me out, and it helps you out too. But it also helps the algorithm out by bringing more people into the room, because a lot of people are not getting notified. I don't know what's going on with my platform, but a lot of people say they come in and they didn't even know that I was on. They wanted to see me, but they didn't know, they said. So anyway, but when you tap the screen, it alerts them. It shows it here on my screen right here. All right. But I love real estate. I teach people about real estate. Hold on, just charging my phone. Teach people about real estate, and I like to make it happen, but it's up to you. No, I do private money as well. I do private lending too. I lend my money out, but I also I'm a borrower of private money lending too, which is usually always cheaper than hard money lending. And I don't have all the red tapes. And I can close fast too with private money lending. And it's based on a peer-to-peer relationship as opposed to hard money. Hard money is good to go through. I just tell people with hard money lending, start off with that. Interest rates are going to be a little bit higher, but as long as you run your numbers, and as long as the deal makes sense financially, move forward. Once you get a couple of deals under hard money and you actually get a couple of deals, now you can go to a private lender who has an IRA that wants to have their money working for them better than in just sitting in an IRA, and they want to be passive in a real estate deal. You can have their money working harder for them than they would get in return. A lot better. I personally say the ultimate goal should be private lending, but I'll teach this because you want to let's make baby steps. I don't want to be talking about doing a 5-mile run when we don't even know how to crawl yet. So I'm teaching people to crawl first by doing hard money lending. And then we make the big goals of doing other stuff like private lending or investing in multifamily commercial property. But that comes later on. All right? I just talk about single families and hard money, but that's a good question though. But you can do other stuff like private money lending. That's more of a peer-to-peer. Very good strategy to use. That's what I use all the time. I don't like HELOCs. I think there's more effective ways than HELOCs. I'm not going to say they don't work. It's just HELOCs are just not as effective, in my opinion. Just my opinion. And I like another thing that's good too is when you have these properties for a long time, you can do a cash out refi. I don't like letting properties sit with equity in my properties. I like to pull the equity out and go off and go get me another deal. So when I do have my properties for a long time, guess what? I get to pull the equity out and go get me another deal, right? So that's what I like to do. Any type of equity I got in my properties, I'll pull that sucker out and go get me another deal. You got to have your money working for you. If your money is sitting in a property and you have equity into it, you're not making no money. I mean, you're making money from passive income and the value of it going up, yeah, I got that, but any type of equity, pull that out. In my opinion, that's what I do, and I go off and go get other deals. That's how you scale exponentially, is by doing strategies. Just those small strategies like that makes a big difference. How do I find good contractors? Referrals. That's one way. Referrals. Another way is I go on Angie's List, and I like Angie's List because they kind of vet these contractors already. That's why when you go through Angie's List, you see the 5 stars, and sometimes they get an extra bonus by getting like an Angie certificate or something like that, and then they got referrals that you could call. So I personally like Angie's List better than Craigslist. You can still do Craigslist. It's just that you have to do a lot of the footwork as far as vetting the contractors. And let me tell you something. Once you got a good contractor, be sure you do what you can to keep them. Trust me on this, because they can make and break your business. Contractors come and go. They come and go. They move. They fast movers. But when you have a good one, I've learned this. When you have a good one, hold on to them. Hold on to them, because they can make or break your business. Trust me on this. 22 years in the game. I'm telling you, no book had told me this. What I just told y'all, and I'm just giving you some straight facts. When one block from the hospital and one block from the college, son, hey, okay, so let me tell you this. I do traveling nurses. So if you got a house near a hospital, I'm just going to give you my opinion. This is what I do. On one of my properties, I deal with traveling nurses. When you start, if it's in the medical field and the hospitals, I would be like one of my properties. This one here, no, not this one. There's another one I do, and I rent out to traveling nurses. What makes traveling nurses so good, Eric? Well, I'll tell you. For example, you have nurses that are out there that are retired or semi-retired, and they travel from city to city, right? So they're contractors, right? So what happens is they'll be on a 3 to 4 month term in your property. And guess what? A lot of my traveling nurses, they pay twice the rent. So if one property I'm renting it out for 1,500, I can easily rent it out for 3,000 because they're higher earned income. But also in addition to that, a lot of them are just not one coming. They're usually coming in pairs. So they don't mind paying that extra market. Man, I'm giving y'all some free game here. Man, I didn't even put that in my ebook. Whoo, giving y'all some free game here. All right, just giving y'all some free game. I do that on my TikToks. I've been on other TikToks, and these guys are talking about real estate investors. They ain't talking nothing. They just talking smoke. They just be talking. Not me, no sir. I know I'm giving some free game here. Oh man, I crack myself up sometimes. All right, guys. But anyway, yeah, traveling nurses is good. I've done Airbnb, traveling nurses, event spaces. But if you got a property near a hospital, very good. I would highly recommend getting traveling nurses. And also, what they get is what they call stipends. When you're dealing with Section 8, they're called vouchers that you receive. But with traveling nurses, you get what you call stipends, and it's guaranteed money. You can't pass that up. Matter of fact, I'll show you which property I used for my traveling nurses and Airbnb. Watch this. Let me show you something real quick. For those that want to learn and get some new game and information, y'all probably even heard of the traveling nurses, but this is what it is. You're going to make some good money, and you get guaranteed income with traveling nurses, and you can get twice the monthly income. Let me show you one of my properties that I did an Airbnb on, and I did traveling nurses. I got it rented out regular. Let me show you real quick. I know everybody want to go out to clubs and stuff. While y'all going out to the clubs, I'm going out looking at properties on my internet right here, and I'm going to make some more passive income. And some of y'all going to follow me and say, you know what, Eric, we're going to follow you. We're going to be a TikTok follower because we want to learn this game of real estate investing. And then some people are going to be like, man, we don't care what you have to say, Eric. I'm just joking. Okay, so let me show you like one property that I got. 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, but we're going to move it into 2 baths. That's good. I know, I'm just joking with you, don't. I'm just playing with you. But look, guys, let me show you what I'm talking about. This is one of the houses I'm talking about that I do. All right. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Like, for example, this one right here. This is a house where I did traveling nurses, and I also did Airbnb. All right. But you can do the same thing, guys. That's what I'm just trying to teach y'all how to do that. Just teaching you how to do that. I pay twice, I charge twice the rent, right? And that's how it is. And I furnish it. That's the way you do it. Just like Airbnb, you furnish it. Traveling nurses, you furnish it too. But look at that. Do you think when our tenants, potential tenants come through, they look at this? Don't you think they say, okay, Eric, where do I sign at? It's a no-brainer. I make it to where they're gonna end up saying, Eric, where do I sign the lease at? I'm ready to move forward. That's how you want, because my name is on this product. My name is on this product, and I make sure everything is clean and functional. I even got a washer and dryer on this one. I make it comfortable. There it is right there. There's the washer and dryer. It's got a little laundry room. This makes a perfect Airbnb or traveling nurse home for a traveling nurse. They rent this out without a problem. That's why I like this one. This specific house, I use it for, like I said, Airbnb and traveling nurses. But in addition to that, right now I just got a regular rented out. Sophia's asking a very good question. So with the traveling nurse, you need to have the same items you would have. Yes, ma'am. Just about the same thing. You hit it right on the nail. But let me tell you why, Sophia and others, why I really prefer traveling nurses over Airbnb. Here's why. The thing about Airbnb, yeah, you can make good money and that's all good, but you're going to come at a negative at some point because you're going to have a higher turnover rate, right? I don't like the high turnover rate. Now, this is to each his own. I'm just telling you what I do know because numbers don't lie, right? Numbers speaks for themselves. But when you have a vacancy at any point, that's some downtime, and you got to come in and get it fixed up. You got to get your contractors in, come in there and touch it up, or your cleaning people, whatever. With traveling nurses, they stay in there for 3 to 4 month period times because they're on a contract. They're on a contract with the city, with the hospital. So they're going to be in your property for at least 3 to 4 months, right? That's why I like that. Now, and I can charge double the rent. On this one, I typically charge $1,500 a month on average. But when I have a traveling nurse in there, right? When I have a traveling nurse in there, I can charge twice the rent. And they're going to stay in there in longer terms. Now, also, like on my other properties, I'll rent out to Section 8 housing. I like dealing with low-income families. Now, keep this in mind. I'm screening all my tenants. That's why I have a low turnover rate. So what I'm getting at is this. When you're dealing with Section 8 families and you screen them right, they're going to stay in there for a 12-month period because contracts are 12-month period. Now I have less turnover rate. Now, when I have less turnover rate, I have less headache. So I have less expenses. Now, here's what I'm wrapping up to tell you. When I can have my business running automated over here, guess what I can do? I can take that money and start another business over here, like an online business. So now I got two, and automation. Free game right there. So in my area, the houses that are written out are going out for about $2,025, and that's just a 2-1. Okay, that's good. But like I said, when you start getting into other stuff and other tenant bases like Airbnb, traveling nurses, you can actually get more money. Yeah, more money. All right. If this is good information, tap your screen. If this is good information and good content, I just showed you 3 of my properties already. Is this good stuff? Y'all like this? I only got 17 people in here, which is okay. I want to make sure that people understand this and enjoy it. No, nobody really likes it. Let me flip over here. If you come right here, here I am. That's me with the halo right there. When you come right there, you click right here. All right, you go right there. Guess what? It's going to bring you right here. Right there. And then guess what? Once you come there, there's my other link tree. It shows you my mentorship, my free checklist that you can get, and here's my ebook. A lot of good content in there. That's the BRRRR strategy, but I get into a little bit more detail, and I give you resources at your fingertips to help you out through your real estate journey. And then I also have my FB group. When you join my FB group, we're all going to ask you some few questions because I want to make sure we don't have tire kickers in here. I want to make sure there's people that's serious that want to get into real estate investing and want to make it to that next level. And that's what I'm here to do, not to waste people's time. We won't be wasting each other's time. And I'll know as you get in here who's just wanting free rides and stuff like that. I got it. But at some point, people got to make choices and make some things happen. I'm not going to just be here to entertain people. I really want to be able to help people out. All right? So for right now, me and my husband with our LLC, we're trying to start credit for the business. There you go. It sounds like you're heading in the right direction. Certainly sounds like you're heading in the right direction. Yep, you're making the right moves. All right, all right. Somebody was asking about something earlier about my mentorship. Here it is right here. But again, when you click the link, it takes you right here. My mentorship, $750. It's a one-time fee for 3 months. I'll be going live. You get videos. You get a lot of good stuff. And then also here's the 1 year service. All right. I'm thinking about we got Halloween coming up. I might give a little discount coming up for the first 10 people. And I'll throw in. I usually throw in my ebook in there. Actually, on these two, it is the ebook is thrown in there. A lot of good content, but that's how I'll know people are serious and want to do something, and you know, exponentially grow their business. Don't waste time, so it's not for me. All right, she looked good at this. All right, guys. Just giving y'all some good content information. You can also go to my YT page and also on my TikTok. I give a lot of good free content, guys, to help y'all out and get to that next level. I just got tired of living paycheck to paycheck. We got something coming up pretty big, and some people are aware of it and some people are not. We got the presidential race coming up, right? The election's coming up. And I can tell you something right now. You know, if you don't know it or not, you better wake up because it's about to get cold out here. And you got some people that's going to be rich. If you live in paycheck to paycheck now, buckle up. You better get some fur coats because shit's about to get fucking nasty out here. So you can either get on your game or you can be out there in the cold. But I just learned I'm not dependent on our office to make it happen for me. Where most of you guys are, you got to really do a wake up call, right? I know I was in that situation too. I'm just telling you. You better wake up because we are in a recession. Now, I'm not going to mention that because the election's coming up. But what I am telling you is you can make a change for yourself. But it starts with you. If you think for any second that our social security system is going to be there for us when it's time to retire, you got another thing coming. If you think that your corporate America is going to be there for you, you got another thing coming. If you think your 401k is going to be there and you're going to have flush funds of money, you better do some serious waking up. Or if you think your pension is going to be available, you better wake up. I'm just stating facts. I'm telling you hardcore facts because I'm going through it now. But I'm gonna tell you what they can't take away. They can't take away my real estate. It's not gonna happen. It can't happen. It cannot happen. I got enough real estate that I'm okay. Thankfully, I wasn't worried about my Joneses and everybody else with the red bottom shoes and the Dooney purses and the Mercedes and the Range Rovers because that shit does not bring value. I'm learning, and I've learned at a young age as an old school head that I need to have some income producing assets. I got to. You don't have to agree with me or not. It doesn't matter. 61% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. It's because of our relationships with money or our lack of relationships with money because we don't understand that. Once you understand that and you go through get it, people will always complain, but they'll never understand why they're in a situation. Or better yet, they'll never do what it takes to make the change. I'm telling you what I'm telling you is real. 100. But again, our system is messed up. But that's okay. I just know I can add income to my personal finance. And I'm going to continue to do that. And for those that want to ride along and learn with me, let's do it. I'm not investing with my TikTok followers. People ask me, hey, look, will you invest with me? I don't do that. I will teach you so you can go out and know how to do this. But I will not invest with my TikTok followers. All right, let me come back up here. Sorry, I got on a little rant. I do that every once in a while. I get a little cuckoo a little time. Sorry. Are all your renters Section 8 tenants? 90% of my tenants are Section 8 tenants. Yes, big facts. I agree with you 100%. You put everything in your trust. I was so... Yeah, you can do that. I don't at this point right now. I may later, but I wanted to get the, it's a building process, right? So it just takes time. But you can put it in a trust. That's not a bad idea. Actually, that's not a bad idea. But with my umbrella insurance and my LLC, I'm structured real good. Eventually, yes, I will run everything through my trust. I don't have one yet, but I plan on getting one soon. I came from a poor family, and I really didn't realize they all. They're all my own, me and my husband. Okay. Yeah. So I didn't come from a, everybody's different, right? But just the problem is our education system doesn't teach us anything, right? When it comes to financing, but it's designed like that, guys. It's designed like that on purpose. Because when you go out there in the real world, you're not going to use trigonometry. You're not going to use algebra. You're not going to use a whole lot of history, but you will need to know how to use financing and budgeting your money. You're going to have to know about the economy. It's ironic how they don't teach us that, because the less that you know, the more that they make. That's just the way it is. Not my rule. I'm just telling you. The less you know, the more they make. But I learned, I think once I lost my job, that was my turning point. I said, never again will I be in that. Never again will I let one entity rule my world. Because once they pull the rug out from you, I decided, oh man, this shit's real. And that's when I decided they just created a monster. That's all I can say. And I could become bitter or became better. And I decided I'll become better. And that's when I started getting into real estate to get passive income, because you don't want to keep working for your money. You want to let your money work for you. You can't keep exchanging time for wages. Our time is our most valuable commodity. How many times have you missed out on your kids' birthdays? How many times have you missed out on your kids' school events, right? But if you would have had some real estate investing in there or some type of passive income, you could kind of combat that a little bit. Right, me and my husband trains all whole lifestyles. Use a dog that closed membrane. Now we realize that's right, generational wealth. And I think one of the best vehicles out there is real estate investing to go through generational wealth. And you get the passive income on a monthly basis each and every single month. And the thing comes up in value every single year. And you can pull out the equity off of it every single time. And the tenant is going to be paying the rent down every single month. And you get the tax write-offs. All that in one investment vehicle. No other investment vehicle is doing this. And it works. Or else I've been lying for the last 22 years, or what I'm telling you is a lie. Which I'm not worried about it, because it's not. So anyway, I'm just telling you, and I'm just trying to teach people, it works. Educate yourself, make it happen, do a CTA, call to action, and let's go out there and get it, because it's available out there. Oh, and by the way, I'm not an economist. I always say this because it's true. And I'm not a financial advisor. But I can tell you this. As I watch the economy, and I've learned through time at 50 years old, we're definitely in a recession right now, and shit's about to get worse. There's just no way around it. Now, as I say shit's about to get worse, as they come up November 1st, if you know what's happening, the government's having another meeting. They're going to raise the GDP again. They're going to raise the interest rates. Eventually, this is going to come collapsing. And guess what? We're going to have another 2008 event. And when we have another 2008 event, stuff is really going to be coming down, and stuff is really going to be going on sale. That's when Eric Young is going to be going back in there again, like I did last time in 2008, start buying up property. But guess what? Anybody can do what I'm doing. Anybody can do it. The difference between me and some is this. I educate myself, and then I do a CTA, a call to action. If you have information, it's not doing you no good. If you just have information, it's just stored right up here, like a book. It ain't doing you no good unless you put it into action. So we can talk about passive income all day long, but it ain't going to do you no good if you ain't doing nothing with it. It's just as good as those books right there. You see how many books I got up there? Because I got it right up here and I learned it, right? But I took it, and not only did I learn it, I put it into action. That's why I got those books, because I'm trying to learn. I'm always learning, plus through my experience. But it doesn't come to anything, it doesn't come into fruition until you do a CTA. Until you put it into action. Other than that, it's just stored information. I'm just keeping it one. It's just stored information. And this book ain't doing, these books, they're good, but it ain't doing nothing right there. It's not doing you no good. That's how we, our people, are. Yeah, man, Eric. Hey, Eric, that's some good stuff right there, Eric. You gave me some good knowledge. But guess what? 2 months later, you're going to be in the same position. On the other side of the phone, watching me on TikTok, talking about, man, Eric, I should have listened to you back then. You know what? You had some good information, but I never took advantage of it. Well, why not? Well, I had some stuff going on. And I'll tell you like this also, your why has to be strong enough. As I've learned through life, your why has to be strong enough. If your why is not strong enough, Nothing I tell you is going to help you. And then when you do a CTA, it's going to be kind of lazy about it. It's going to be unintentional. If your why is not strong enough, nothing I'm telling you is going to work. Nothing anybody's going to tell you is going to be good enough. Now, you're probably thinking, well, Eric, how did you get up under me till today? What is that why? I'm going to give you an example. As I told you in 1999 and 1997, I told this story before, I got laid off. Nothing I did. I had just bought a brand new house, bought a brand new car, and I had my second child on my way. And then they laid me off. Now, they didn't know I had that stuff because I'm very secretive. But my point is, they pulled the rug out from under me. My why right then was strong enough. I have a family to take care of, and I got bills to take care of. So I can become bitter or become better. My why was strong enough. That's where I'm at today. That's why I got multiple single family houses. That's why I got multiple apartments, because I said I'm never going to go back to that road again. Now they want to lay me off. I can tell them a whole lot of good stuff. Now I get laid off today. I'm okay. God is good. I'm still okay. Now they cannot put me in that position. Now I cannot get myself in that position ever again. You see how passionate I am? Because I'm real about it. I'm serious. But most people don't take action until something happens, right? They go through life, everything is good, and then you get laid off or something happens, guess what? Then you're in trouble. I'm trying to tell people, plan in advance so you don't get to that point. But we get comfortable in life. We think it can't happen to us. It happened to me in 1999. And guess what? That was the best teaching that I ever learned. Now, I can't get myself in that position. That's why I'm at where I'm at, because my why is too strong. Sorry, got on a rampage. All right, I'm sorry. Ooh, she said, ooh, you talking to me. All right. You have too much information for us just to have one property. I know I need to have. Yeah, if you just have one property, that's just basically a hobby. Let me put it like that. If you have one property, just consider yourself being a hobby. If you have two or more, that's considered a business. All right. So do you still have? Yeah, I do, and I'm on the works of doing some things. But yes, I do have a W-2 job right now. I do have a W-2. Yep. All right, guys. I'm about to go. Thank you for coming to my lives. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for joining. Hopefully, I brought you some good content. I do have some likes. I thank you. Got a small amount of people in the room. But I do like to educate people and teach them how to go out there and make passive income, guys. It's doable. But people just sometimes don't believe in themselves, or they just don't know which direction to go. And that's exactly why I created this platform, to help people out and to assist them. Also, I was helping out Section 8 families, so I'm kind of in both situations. I first started out this platform for Section 8 families, and I help out every once in a while I can, but I started having people come in about real estate investing, so I teach real estate investing too. But look, guys, passive income is really important, especially in our community. It's not taught. We're not learning it. We'd rather get the Cadillacs, Mercedes, Toyotas, Camrys, Bentleys, all this stuff that we can't afford to make ourselves look good. But you know what's really going to make you good and feel good and financially free? Is by you getting some real estate. Big difference right there. I just make sure I'm on both sides of the coin. And you can too. All right? I just tell people how it is. Somebody said, thank you very much. Yeah, no problem. But I just know that real estate works. Again, I didn't have a lot of information. This was all I had back in 1997. I didn't have a lot of information. He was the guru. This guy right here, his name is Carlton Sheets. He was one of the big gurus. Ron LeGrant was another one. There was somebody else. You're not going to be able to buy this book today. This was created in 1997. What I'm showing you is that I didn't have a lot of information. So I had to go through trial and error to learn my stuff that I know now. I had to learn through trial and error. But I always said, just in the back of my head, I always said, you know what, when I start getting more real estate investing and I start getting into this and I become better, I want to teach others. And I'm able to do that now. I'm able to teach and help others to get passive income in their life. So powerful to have passive income. It's unbelievable. Now, let me correct what I'm saying, or not correct, but let me emphasize something. I didn't say 2 jobs. I'm not saying 2 jobs. I said passive income. There's a big difference. Because when you work a second job, as I did before back in the day, I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not making it ahead because I'm getting taxed twice and I'm spending more time away from my family and I'm using more energy. Leverage with real estate to get passive income to build wealth. What books do you read besides that one? Well, I was just showing you, this is the book that I read to start out my real estate journey. What other book is good? The Mecca for Real Estate Investing, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Very good book. It doesn't talk about so much real estate so much. He's talking about the philosophy of money and the basis of money, basically, and how you must think and approach. Rich Dad, he had one dad that was actually it wasn't his real dad, but like his best friend's dad, and he was rich. And then he had his dad, his actual biological dad, who was a teacher and was in the education system, but he didn't make no money, right? But they were both in two different realms, and their relationship with money was different. That's why they had different results. Very good book. Robert Kiyosaki, good book, The E-Myth. Hold on, let me show you another one. It might be in my other office. Yeah, I don't have it here. But I have this one because I'm a real estate agent. I got this one too. This is another good one. But this is more because it's just talking about the language of real estate. I have a lot of good books. I read a lot. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Another good book. Stephen Covey. Here it is right here. Very good book right here. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Good book. And then also one more good one. These are all old school books, but The Millionaire Next Door. You would be surprised. Your millionaires are not really driving Mercedes Benz. They're not really driving Bentleys and they're not really doing that. Really, your real estate and your really millionaires. You know what they're doing? Now this was back in a couple of years ago. You know what they drive? They don't have all this flashy bling bling and all that stuff. That's not what they do. They invest their money. That's why and they live in an average home. In other words, you can't tell that they're millionaires because they don't live like a millionaire. They don't look like they have money. Those are the true millionaires. If anybody know who's the Walmart guy, he had an old beat up pickup truck. It was paid for. That's all he cared about. He worried more about having money to provide for his family as opposed to making it look like he was rich and trying to keep up with the Joneses. Because he definitely could have, but he didn't care to. Your true millionaires, that's what they do. I'm just after years of reading and studying and researching, those are your true millionaires, not the ones with the Bentleys and the rings and the gold teeth. It's not about that. It's about having money in your bank account so you can grow exponentially. That's really what it was. How much time should a landlord take to make repairs? When you're a landlord, I make sure I get on my stuff immediate. And I'll tell you why. Because if you don't, it can get worse. It can get a whole lot worse. So it's best if when you find out that you have a repair that needs to get done, you need to get it done immediately. I'll give you an example. Let me show you one of my properties. I had a leak on something, and I had it literally done the next day. Here it is right here in my TikTok video. Let me keep it 100 with you. So you should be replacing this stuff and fixing it immediately. Watch this. Here's a TikTok video of mine. I put it on. Let me see. Let me see. Hold on. Now my stuff don't want to work. Amazing. All right. Well, anyway, you got to get that stuff fixed immediately, guys. That's what I tell you. As you're being a landlord, because you don't want your property to get worse. You know what I'm saying? You don't want it to get worse. So any type of rehab that needs to get done, repairs, especially depending on what it is. If it's something leaking, I make sure I get that stuff done quick. I just don't play around on stuff like that. All right, guys, on my YouTube.